What's going on, guys? Lee Fry here. Welcome back to the channel. In case you are new here, what we're going to be discussing is camera reviews, tutorials, and the occasional vlog. So make sure you stay tuned for this upcoming video. Alright guys, welcome back. As you guys saw, we're going to be discussing this Yi 4K action camera, and we're going to decide whether this is a good alternative to any of the GoPro line of action cameras out there. Personally, you already know my opinion. I think so because I already did buy it, but I'll let you guys see the footage and you can make your final decision as to whether you think it's a good action camera to substitute for a GoPro. We're going to talk about some of the features. First off, it has a 12 megapixel 1 2/3 size Sony sensor. It shoots in 4K up to 30 frames per second in a wide or ultra wide field of view. It does not have the electronic image stabilization when it shoots in 4K, which kind of sucks, but again, it is what it is. Then you can drop down to 2.7K and shoot up to 60 frames per second in an ultra wide or medium field of view. And then you can drop down to 1080p and shoot all the way up to 120 frames per second at a ultra wide, medium, and standard field of view. Some of the other features this camera has: you can shoot time lapses, slow motion, stills, burst photos. It has a timer, so you can set up a timer and take a picture 5, 10, 15 second increments between that timer. So a lot of features. Now we'll talk real quick about the negatives. Again, 4K. It has no electronic image stabilization, which kind of sucks because if you're doing any kind of intensive, action thing and you have it attached to you, whether it's head mount, chest mount, you're gonna get a lot of that shake. It's just not going to be as stable as it could be, which that part does kind of suck. The build quality, it's a decent build quality. It's mostly plastic. But it feels pretty solid, but it's not weather sealed. It is not waterproof like the GoPro, so you need to have a case to put in it if you're going to take it in the water. Doesn't do very well in low light, which I don't think most action cameras do well in low light, but it's definitely not the best in low light, which you will see in some of the footage. Spoiler alert, so you will get to see some of the low light and how poorly it does do in low light. Another negative, there's really no manual features. The only thing you can really adjust and mess with is the ISO, but as far as shutter speed, aperture, can't mess with any of that. So those are the negatives. You're gonna get to see some of the negatives in action, and you'll get to see the positives, the things I do love about this camera. So stay tuned. We'll show you the video test. All right, what's up, guys? We're outside. We're gonna be testing out the action camera. So actually I'm going to take you guys inside the gym, do a little workout and then kind of show you how the camera's working. So right now we are going to go ahead and switch over to the action camera. Alright, so now we are on the Yi 4K action camera, and right now I'm shooting in 2.7K 60 frames per second. I'm going to show you the difference with 4K. Like I told you guys earlier, it only shoots up to 30 frames per second, but it does not have the electronic image stabilization, so I'm shooting at 2.7K because it does have that, and I can shoot at 60, but I will show you guys the differences while I'm inside the gym. Alright, so this is the vlogging test on this Yi 4K action camera. This is 4K 30 frames per second. So this is kind of the picture you get in a well-lit, good lighting kind of setting. I can't see that, of course, these action cameras do not have flip out screens, so we'll just have to wait till I put it in the computer to see how good it looks. So right now we're going to switch over to the 2.7K at 60 frames and show you what that looks like. Alright guys, so now this is the 2.7K 60 frames per second. Instead of the wide field of view, we're kind of at a medium field of view, to show you the different fields of view you can get with this camera. Again, well-lit area, so I'm expecting the footage to come out pretty good. Versus the gym footage, it was a little bit grainy, a lot of noise, just didn't do very good in a lower light situation because my gym is, let's be honest, it's not very well lit. The lighting is terrible, so this camera didn't, just off the footage I saw, did not do very good with that low light. Alright, we're just going to do some scenery video just so you can kind of see the colors and everything this thing can produce. This is the 2.7K, 60 frames per second. Looks pretty good. Alright, now we're going to do the 4K 30 frames per second. Alright, so this is the 4K 30 frames per second. Again, this only shoots any wide field of view. You don't have the options between wide and medium or standard. This only gives you the wide field of view. So this is the kind of colors you can get out of this little Yi action camera. Alright, we're gonna put this in the computer, see what it looks like, and we'll see you guys back inside. Alright guys, welcome back. So you got to see some of the video, you got to see me inside the gym, walking to the gym. You got to see a vlogging test, you got to see some, scenery, get kind of an idea of the colors it will produce. Overall, my opinion of this camera is it's not a bad camera. I've never used a GoPro, so I guess I can't really say it's better or worse than the GoPro. I feel like it is definitely a good action camera. By all means, I am not an action camera expert. This is the only one I've owned. I've messed with a GoPro here and there, but I've never owned one, so I don't know. I never got to use one in depth, so I don't really know how well it works. But just off my experience with this, in well-lit situations, as you guys saw when I'm walking up to the gym, when I was outside with the vlogging test, showing you guys the scenery, the image quality in the 2.7K or the 4K is really good. It does produce a really good image. Where it does fall apart though is in low light situations, like you guys heard me say. At the gym, my gym is very poorly lit. It just has crappy lighting. I hate my gym's lighting. Sorry, I'm not gonna rant about the gym's lighting, but yeah, the lighting's just not good. And as you guys saw, there was so much grain and noise in the videos inside the gym. Just the quality definitely went down when I was inside the gym. So that's definitely disappointing. So I know if I'm going to use this camera, it's going to be outdoors, and that's obvious. I mean, action cameras weren't made to be indoor cameras. They were made for action things, going in the pool, going in the ocean, surfing, snowboarding, skateboarding, bike riding, hiking, all that good stuff. Everything you're gonna do outdoors. So they're not made to be indoor. They're not made to be a studio camera. So at the end of the day, the low light issue inside really doesn't affect me because I'm never gonna use the thing indoors. The only other negative I did notice because I was shooting the 2.7K 60 frames per second when I was walking up to the gym, there was a little fisheye distortion on the edges of the video, which I kind of don't like, but it's not a deal breaker to me. I think most action cameras are still going to have that little bit of fisheye distortion at the edge of their video. Some are going to be better than others, but this one, it wasn't too bad, I feel. But overall, like I said, I think it's a good action camera. I think for the price, can't beat it, because I paid like $99 for that thing, and if you're buying a GoPro, you're looking at couple $100s, even for you know, like 5, 6, you know, you're still looking at a couple $100s just for those older models. And the new one, you're looking like $300, I believe. Just off the top of my head, I'm not quite sure exactly how much the new GoPro 7 costs, but yeah, it's definitely a lot more than the E4K. So, and they do have a cheaper version of the E4Ks. There's a E4K Lite, but with that one, the 4K on that one, I believe only shoots up to like 15 frames per second, if I'm not mistaken, which that's not very usable. So I would definitely recommend this one over that one. But at the end of the day, like I said, I think it's definitely a good action camera for the money. I feel like you get a lot of features. You get very good quality for the money that you're spending. So anyways, I hope that video was beneficial. Hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys, again, might have found some use out of it. I know I did watching videos like this before I bought it. I did compare it to videos against GoPros and this one, and you know, it seemed to hold up pretty good. So if you're considering getting this this camera over a GoPro, I definitely recommend it. I don't think you're losing out by getting it, other than just the stabilization in 4K and the build. You can't take it in water without a case, and that unfortunately is going to mess up the audio, which again, there's always going to be negatives. There's no such thing as a perfect camera. All right, guys. Well, anyways, I think I'm going to wrap this video up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you found some use out of it. Please stay tuned for the next one. If you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. If there's anything you want to see, please leave me a comment. Hit that like button. Again, hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment, and we'll see you guys at the next video. You guys have a good one.